This might be a little bit risky, but we'll see what it does here. Well folks, welcome back to the workshop again to hopefully a quick Hikoki grinder repair video. We're going to see if we can fix this thing up. Well, we'll see if we can and see if it's worth it. Actually, I don't know if this will be fixed up or not. Well, actually, this might be a perfect wee video. Perfect video on why some people don't like these and why I actually like them a lot. We'll see if we can fix this thing. Before we start, I'm going to switch it on here, see if it works. This might be a little bit risky, but we'll see what it does here. Right, that's the problem. But the motor does start, that's the main thing. So she hopefully will be worth fixing. It's still iffy though. Problem is the bearing here, look. This plastic bushing that actually holds this top bearing. She's gone completely. Looks like the bearing's totally collapsed. So we're going to see if we can fix these here. Reason some people don't like these things, these Hikokis. For one, some people say they don't last all that long, mainly talking about the grinders anyway. Some boys say they don't last an awful long time, and some boys tell you they're not really worth fixing because they can be very expensive to fix. Problem is, Hikoki do a range, and if you buy the cheaper ones, that's what you're getting, the cheaper tools. So if you need to do heavy work for professional, get the more expensive ones. Don't be buying these here cheaper ones if you wanted to do heavy work. If you're at home, they're grand. But the reason they're expensive to fix is because they're so cheap to buy. These cost, what, 60 or 70 euro for these particular models. They're so cheap to buy, makes them very expensive to fix. The parts aren't expensive, but they work out expensive in comparison to a new machine. So some boys don't like to fix them because, well, they're not worth fixing if there's too much wrong with them. This here could even be too much, to be honest, because the parts might be too expensive, but once you put the labour on the parts onto it, you can be fast approaching the price of the machine. So changing the brushes, the lead and the plug in this thing would easily make it about half the price of a new machine. A lot of people wouldn't want to fix them. But the reason I like them is because they are still repairable and they still do the work. This thing here is 2019, so it's 7 years old and clearly done a bit of work. I'll show you how much. You can tell just by looking at this thing, it's done a bit. Look at that. She's done a good bit of work in her 7 years, and she's only calved now, as in just the bearing. It's not bad. They're not expensive. They do the work, but if you're doing heavy work with them, they're not going to take it for too long. But that is kind of one of the reasons why I do like them. They're cheap, but they do work. And some boys don't like them because they break, but they're also not really taking into account the amount of money they've paid for them. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to blow that down because I don't want to be getting dirt and dust into here. I want to keep this as cheap as possible. Hopefully just going to replace this part and get this thing up and running again, but we'll also just clean out back here. Right, that's a bit cleaner. Now, first of all, we'll see if we have this part now and check the price of it. So that is the breakdown diagram. You can get all the bits for it. And each and every one of them is not too expensive. But if you replace more than one, it can get expensive. The part we want is this, 12A. So 338849. Are costing about £4 or £5. I don't stock all of these, but I do keep a few. Gearbox. Wrong number. $8849. That's the one. And I've actually got a few more over there too. Right, so that's what we want. So the rest of the parts, that's everything that's available. And like I say, it's not too badly priced. It likes the whole head, gear head, only £10. I mind this one's a wee bit more expensive because I have carriage to pay to get it onto here. If you're buying it out of the UK, it's going to be a wee bit cheaper. Armature, £24. It's not going to break the bank. It'll be worth fixing if you're doing it yourself. What's the other one? Field. What's that, about 20? They're probably the most expensive bits. Well, the actual most expensive thing for all that it is. That's the switch. We push button switch. £23 for that. Not exactly worth it, but you can get one from another model that is cheaper. They are compatible, but you have to know which one's which. Other thing you never want to replace or ever buy is the actual power cords. Doesn't matter what brand. You supply the cord with the actual molded plug. Never buy them like that. Just replace the lead on its own and put your own plug on it. Whole power cord for these things is £32. Not worth it at all. The moral of the story: the tool's cheap, the parts are cheap, but if you buy more than one part, it can get too expensive. But I think it should be worth this. Everything is gone as the bearing, but it's moulded onto this here plastic housing. It's an SL bearing. It's branded, but I wouldn't be familiar with that. Clearly, not lasting too long. Well, it's lasted 6 or 7 years anyway. If it's only this, it'll be worth fixing. The rest of it actually doesn't look too bad. Just want to run this motor again, just to make sure she's not sparking on me. That actually looks and sounds pretty good. I can't remember if you need to press these off or not. There's a clip here now. Oh, should buy a lotto ticket. That was lucky. Now I have to press that. Doesn't seem to want to budge. See, there's a keyway, but it must be a wee bit tight. We'll press it anyway because you're just pressing onto this here plastic housing and it's destroyed anyway. And we'll have to press out the shaft from the bearing anyway. I'll press it onto this one. No keyway in that. Don't know what that circlip's holding on, but it ain't this gear anyway. Right, we'll give that a wee clean. That gear's actually looking really well. It's not worn on at all. I wouldn't say this has done a massive amount of work. I think it's more the dust that's killed this thing. Obviously, it's cutting concrete or tiles with the diamond disc. That's not overloading it, but the dust can cause a lot of problems with bearings. Once they start getting in, they'll dry them out and wear them out double quick. That's why this is all melted. Just imagine this is dust that's killed this more than anything, because that hasn't done much wear at all. So it's not really getting abused. It's just the dust that's killing it. Right. Let's now press this one on. Support this bearing and press it on. I'll press this gear back on top. Get yourself a socket or something big enough or small enough that sits in the outside race of the bearing but goes over the top of the shaft. If you go too big, you'll miss the inside race and you'll destroy the bearing seal. But you need something to support it anyway. 1 and then 2. That is a tight fit. Yeah, circlip on that is holding absolutely nothing. There must have been a keyway in that at one stage and they've done away with it. Right, for €12 for a wee part, that there's worth doing at least. If you can imagine, you're putting another €8 into a lead, another €4 into a plug. Or if you're putting €8 into a set of brushes, you could be getting to 20 or €25, and then basically you're at half the price of the machine. So you just have to watch. The machine's cheap, the parts are cheap, but repairing it might bring it up to the same price as buying a new one very, very quickly. The other thing I should have pointed out is if you are doing this particular repair, changing this here bearing, the other thing to check is the bronze bush inside of here. If this is gone as well, it won't be worth fixing because you'd have to replace this whole aluminium head. Should have checked this to begin with, but that is actually alright. You'll see it all worn over to one side. If that's worn, this is not going to be sitting right and it'll still flap about a wee bit and end up destroying that bearing again within a year or two. But that looks okay, so just check that, because if that's worn out, you'll also have to replace the aluminium head. But then again, if you're doing it yourself, that'll basically cost you about €22 or €25. Still might be worth fixing. But it wouldn't be worth it if you're paying a hardware shop to do it, or repairing a repairman to do it like me, because you're going to have labour on top of that too. I'm just going to put a wee bit of extra grease in this. Not much because there's already grease in it. And as you can see, that is starting to go hard too, but it has been worked an awful lot. Don't want to wash it out and put new grease in because I don't want to be putting extra money onto it. Keep it as cheap as possible. That's one of the reasons why I like these things. You can buy all the parts. They're not the cheapest in relation to the cost of the machine, but they're still worth buying, some of them. But I wouldn't go putting an armature into one of these things. This particular grinder, what is she? The G12STX. You can actually buy this with a 9-inch grinder as well for the price of just the Makita cheap 9-inch grinder. They're very good value for money, and they do an awful lot of work, but they are the one with the really annoying leads going onto the switch. So if you are changing the power cable, you have to pick out all the glue to get onto it. It's just if you're wanting a machine to do heavier work, buy the bigger grinder. Don't be buying the cheapest one. See, a lot of people come back complaining saying they're not lasting, but then they're also buying the cheapest grinder, trying to do the heaviest of work. The big laser chaser here we sell in the shop, or the hardware shop here sells. We fit it with a big Makita 9-inch grinder, the GA9040S, which is a 2400 watt grinder. A Hikoki grinder, the cheap one that normally comes with a set. Can't remember the exact model of it now, but they cost about the same money as the Makita GA9020. Nowhere near big enough for that wall chaser, but you can get that wall chaser with the Makitas, or you can get them with Hikoki, because Hikoki do a bigger 9-inch grinder as well. They do a full range of grinders, but they also do, like the Makita, a 2400 watt motor. And you can also get the exact same machine, wall chaser, with the Hikoki grinder. So you can buy Hikoki grinders as well. They're bigger and heavier duty and more built for work, but they are more expensive, like any other machine. You're getting what you're paying for, but you just have to know which one to go for. If it's the cheapest in the shop and you want to do lots of work, don't buy the cheapest. I hope this is the right one now. Why is that knocking on? Should go on there. There we go. Some crack. We got it all done and realised we put on the wrong head for the guard. Should have cleaned the guard too. That should be her. Quick and a reasonably cheap fix on a Hikoki grinder. One new bearing flange fitted. That's a lot more stable now. Should run an awful lot better. That's it. One Hikoki G12STX from 2019. Up and running again with one 12 € part. They're worth fixing, but don't go spending a massive amount of money. Just take a look first before you go ordering bits. Make sure you don't need anything else, because I've burnt myself a few times replacing these in the past, and then realising the head, that bushing was actually gone, and I had to replace that as well. It makes it a lot more expensive because you've already done half the work. You don't want to stop then and not repair the rest of it, or replacing the switch and then realising there's a break in the lead, and then you have to replace the switch and the lead. Makes it very expensive. Don't put in too much into them, but if it's a small thing to fix, they are worth fixing. If you want a bigger, heavier machine, buy the bigger ones. Anyway folks, that's it. That's just a wee quick fix on how to fix up your Hikoki grinder if the top bearing goes. Anyway folks, as always, thanks for watching, liking the tool repair videos. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Until next time, I'll chat to you later.